Looking to buy a house in Palo Alto? Well, that's why I'm here right now. So I'm actually at Stanford University, and now technically, yes, this is no longer part of like the city limits of Palo Alto, as Stanford's actually its own city, it has its own government. But the reason I'm here is because Stanford University is actually technically the birthplace of Palo Alto, as the city kind of grew from the university. So a quick history lesson of the university. Stanford University is founded by this really powerful, wealthy couple called the Stanfords. And they decided to build the university because they lost their son to typhoid when they went on a family trip to Italy he was the age of 15. So they were very discouraged at the time, and they wanted to build something, in place of the city. They felt like, oh, we want the city of Palo Alto to be our children. So we want to build a new place, where they can, learn new skills, grow in their careers. So that became the birthplace of Stanford University. And obviously now it's one of the most elite universities here in the entire country. So definitely, if you're in the city of Palo Alto, you definitely want to check out this campus out. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a private school. You can tell it's gorgeously maintained super well. So definitely want to check this place out. So let's talk about Palo Alto. So Palo Alto is one of the most unique cities here in the Bay Area because most of it is pretty rural. You have a lot of dry shrubs, maybe not a lot of traffic lights, and it feels very quiet and residential. But there's also a lot of amenities here in Palo Alto as well. Obviously, you have Stanford University, which is really nearby. And then like 5 minutes down the road, if you go down University Avenue, there's a really nice downtown area called downtown Palo Alto. And there's a lot of fancy restaurants, a lot of boutique shops. So it's a really great place to be. Also, you have Stanford Shopping Center, if you want your typical mall. There's a lot of tech companies nearby. You have like VMware, you have Tesla, and there's also a lot of healthcare facilities nearby, such as Stanford Healthcare. So Palo Alto has really good combination of both residential and like the basic amenities that you would want in like a nice city. And from a location standpoint, Palo Alto is nicely located in the center of the Bay Area. You're only like 20 minutes from SFO Airport, and you're 30 minutes from Silicon Valley, you're 30 minutes from San Francisco, so there's just a lot to like about Palo Alto. So no wonder it's just a very desirable place to live. So in this video, I'm gonna show you 3 different homes in 3 different neighborhoods and 3 different price points of houses that just closed in escrow just a few days ago. So you get the most up-to-date real estate market data here in Palo Alto. I'll show you homes that just sold below the median sales price here, at the median sales price, and above the median sales price in Palo Alto. So you get the full range of what you can buy and what you can get here in Palo Alto. So if you're new to this channel and you want to know everything about there is about living in the Bay Area, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know the current real estate market here in the Bay Area. My name is Austin Lee, and I get calls and emails every single day from people like you who are looking to make that move in the Bay Area and absolutely love it now. So, whether you're making that move in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or set an appointment on Calendar, and I promise I'll help you make a smooth move here in the Bay Area. All right, let's go check out some houses. So our first house, we're gonna drive about 15 minutes south of where we just were and go to the South Palo Alto neighborhood and check out this house that just sold right behind me. So this house that sold right behind me is a 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,000 square foot, and it sold for about $2.045 million. So that's about $2,000 price per square foot. So that's a little bit above the median sales price from a price per square footage standpoint here in Palo Alto. So yeah, that's definitely a little bit more expensive than you would think, right? Because the house definitely doesn't look the most up-to-date, most new. One interesting thing I saw about this house actually is on 0 days on the market, and the same agent that sold the house is actually the same buyer agent. So most likely this is an off-market listing that the seller already found the buyer beforehand before going to market. There was no picture of MLS either, so this really wasn't open to the public per se. But yeah, it just gives you a good feel, what the housing market here in this part of Palo Alto. I think downside about this area, as you can see, Highway 101 is just right next door, just right down the street. So I can definitely hear the noise from here also from the highway. So that's also makes the reason why this is probably not very desirable. But there is a nice park nearby called Greer Park, which is just like a 2 to 3 minute walk. So at least have a nice place just to walk around outside this area. But in terms of amenities, it's not many amenities nearby. You're kind of like stuck in this suburbia area. You can see there's condos right behind me here. There's condos here as well. So you definitely need a car to get around. So that's not as desirable. From a school mapping standpoint, you map to Palo Alto High School, which is a very good high school. 9 out of 10 grade school rating, 10 out of 10 test scores. Every high school here in Palo Alto is actually very good, but it's good to know as well, if you have kids. But overall, yeah, this neighborhood does feel pretty quiet too, feels very safe. Obviously one downside again is the highway, but yeah, I think that's about it about this place. So let's go check out the next house. So for our next house, we're gonna drive 15 minutes north of just were and go to this neighborhood called the Professorville neighborhood. It's called the Professorville neighborhood because it's really close to Stanford University. So this house that's sold right behind me, you can see it's a craftsman style home. 1925 is when it was built. You know it's a craftsman style home because you know there's a front porch. You can see the triangular roof and then also the front pillars as well. That's what you're gonna see often in homes that are near universities. Generally they are craftsman style. That's just kind of how it is here in the Bay Area. So this house in particular, it's a 4-bed, 3-bath. It's about 2,500 square foot, so definitely a lot bigger, a lot of room in the back. It sold for about $4 million, and so that's about $1,600 price per square foot. So that's a really solid deal here in Palo Alto because the median sales price is 3.9. So from a price per square foot point, they may have paid a little bit, but at $1,600 price per square foot, that's a lot cheaper than the general median. It's about $1,900. So I thought in terms of the location, the amenities that are nearby, this is a really good deal by the buyer. From a days on market standpoint, this is 13 days on the market, so it makes sense that the buyer was able to get a little bit more favorable term because normal median days on market is about 11 days. Like I said, from an amenity standpoint, because you're close to Stanford, you're also close to downtown Palo Alto as well. Downtown Palo Alto is about a 20-minute walk, 5-minute drive. So in terms of all neighborhoods in Palo Alto, I would say this is one of the more desirable, more central neighborhoods here in Palo Alto. For neighborhood vibe, again, it feels very quiet, very peaceful. I just see people just biking, walking around. There's nice sidewalks. The roads are a little bit more wider than I expected actually, because you expect most in the college, the neighborhoods are a little bit more tighter, the roads are a little more narrow, but here it's actually very walkable and you just see a lot of craftsman style homes. So I guess you'll just fit in if you get a house here. Everyone has the same model. From a school mapping standpoint, the schools that map here are Palo Alto High School, which is again a very good high school, like the one we saw earlier. 9 out of 10 grade school rating, 10 out of 10 test score. So overall, this is definitely a very good neighborhood here in Palo Alto, and especially at that deal, when you're just a little bit over the median sales price, but way cheaper on the price per square foot standpoint, this is a really good deal. So, all right, let's go check out the next house. All right, so for our last house, we're gonna drive 10 minutes south where we just were, and we're gonna go to this neighborhood called the Green Acres neighborhood, which borders Los Altos and Palo Alto. So we're gonna check out this house that's sold right behind me. So this house that's sold right behind me is a 6-bed, 5.5 bath. It's about 7,000 square foot, and it's sold for about $8.4 million. So that's about $1,200 price per square foot. As you can see, this is a complete new construction here. It was built in 2023. So with this type of house, this type of neighborhood, you're trying to set the whole market, right? You're trying to set, this is the most expensive house that you can find in Palo Alto. So the listing agent, they tried to list this house at $9.8 million originally, but no one was buying it, no one was shopping it. This house sat on the market for 98 days. So kind of shows that 9.8 is probably not what one's willing to spend here in Palo Alto, but they were able to get it at $8.4 million. So that kind of shows you this is kind of the market cap here in Palo Alto. $8.4 million is the most someone's willing to spend here in Palo Alto. Now from a neighborhood perspective, the neighborhood is very nice. You can see it's just a lot more quiet. The roads are even wider than most neighborhoods that we saw in Palo Alto. It's very walkable. It's very just nice, peaceful sidewalks and stuff. Also because you're near Los Altos, you're near El Camino Real, which is a street with a lot of groceries, a lot of restaurants, a lot of amenities. So it's nice that you're closely located to that. And from a school mapping standpoint, this house maps to Gunn High School, which is about 9 out of 10 grade school rating and 10 out of 10 test scores. So if you have young kids as well, this is also a very great place to go for education as well. But overall, yeah, this kind of shows you this is probably one of the best neighborhoods in Palo Alto. It's very quiet, very peaceful. If you're looking for that peaceful vibe, this is definitely it. All right, that's going to conclude our tour of Palo Alto today. Hope you learned a lot about the city of Palo Alto and especially its real estate market. So if you have any more questions or needs about real estate, feel free to contact me. So with that, let's stay connected and I'll see you in the next video.